Welcome back. Of course, we're asking you who's going to win the CHAN 2024 championship between Morocco and Madagascar. John, hello. John?
Please contact customers.
Yes.
Hello, John.
Nyahururu.
Yes, John. We can hear you. Go on.
I'll go with Morocco because of their experience. We have played in many finals. And of course, as Kenyans, we have to be behind them because we can't want a team that played in Tanzania to win it because of the grudges that have been going on between Kenya and Tanzania. Hello.
John,
Yes.
why are Kenyans bitter with Madagascar? Why are you bitter with Madagascar?
Can't hear you?
Why are you bitter with Madagascar? Madagascar is closer home than Morocco. Why are you bitter with Madagascar?
Oh, but Kenyans are obviously behind Morocco because Madagascar was in Tanzania and they can't want it to win.
Aya, asante. Kwa hivyo wewe unashabikia Morocco ukiwa nyumbani?
Ndio bado ya experience yao ya finals zenye wamecheza.
Wewe uhisi kwamba Madagascar huenda wakaadhibu Morocco licha kwamba wamepigiwa upatu kushamiri?
Hapana. Morocco wako na wachezaji wazuri akina Alamrui. Yeah.
Asante sana. Namni John akiwa maeneo ya Nyahururu. Wenzangu Robinson Okenye na Cedric Msumba. Mwasemaji manake ni mchono babu kubwa kati ya vigogo Morocco ambayo ni washindi mara mbili wa dimba la CHAN and of course Madagascar. Robinson Okenye.
Well, Hassan, it seems that everybody is backing Morocco to win this edition of the African Nations Championships, but it's only a matter of time before kickoff, so we'll have to wait and see. And we want to break down what to expect in that final. Cedric Musumba is here. It's all about Madagascar taking on Morocco at the Kasarani Stadium, and everybody is waiting to see who's winning the 9th edition of the Africa Nations Championship. Cedric Musumba, do we start with prediction or we start with breaking it down?
Any will do for us.
Who's winning it?
Morocco.
Morocco.
Yes.
Okay, let's start by breaking it down. Because when you take a look at these two teams, I mean, we were having this discussion earlier. These two teams have only lost in this tournament only once.
Yes.
And they lost to hosts.
True.
Yes.
And
also they finished second in their groups.
Probably statistics, if you really delve deep into statistics, it does not actually give you who is clear winner into this particular battle. They seem to be punching at the equal weight. And it necessarily tells a story of one of the toughest final that we are going to face, if at all they happen to manage the game going by their statistics. So as to say, look at the Madagascar that we are speaking about. They won against Kenya. Morocco lost against Kenya. So you compare the statistics, Madagascar turns out to be a tough team against Morocco, if at all they can happen to manage their game.
Morocco, on the other hand, lost to Kenya, won against Tanzania.
Yes. And Madagascar lost against Tanzania.
Yes.
So the permutations are quite confusing, and they are giving us a battle that we should actually be expecting to happen come
in the evening,
yes, that particular night. You necessarily tend to think that simply because of the experience Morocco has had, and when they are coming to this particular tournament, they come into this particular tournament with a certain ambition. That's why they were moving with a convoy that does not necessarily contaminate with any given spaces they occupy. You know very well they are moved like a hotel. Yes. They have everything there. So they are catered well off to ensure that they go back with not anything less than a trophy.
Who's under pressure?
Morocco, they are under pressure. They are under pressure to the sense that they are playing an perceived underdog, and necessarily how they have grinded their results to their particular final. So as eyes back at home, they are on them. They know very well that playing in final against a team of Madagascar, they are most likely to win. So as Madagascar, they have got nothing to lose. Of course, they have achieved a lot. They're already in final. They have been fighting hard year in, year out to be in final. They're in final. Even if they happen to lose at the final level, they will still be celebrated for having actually worked hard to amass that spaces into the final. Morocco, they will playing with a lot of pressure. And also, compare the magnitude of the player these two teams are bringing in. The player of the Moroccan caliber, the club that they are trading in, they are club that are perceived to be at a higher level in the African continent. Madagascar, even necessary, you can't even place a club. These are the players that have just been assembled in local club, little known club, but they are here into the final. They will be here just to enjoy. And so dangerous enough to play a team that has got nothing to lose. A team that is carrying a player that you cannot necessarily place. Literally, Morocco doesn't know who is to mark him. Maybe they will be going for La Laina. Literally, do they know that if Toki comes from bench, he can literally damage them. If Ryan comes from bench, he can as well as damage them. So as to say, their experienced goalkeeper can command that defense starting from the back. This is a dangerous team that Morocco is facing. They need actually to be wary about it. They did learn a lesson when they played against Kenya. Their essence of going and playing high line, going all out to attack. Kenya utilizes the back spaces that they were actually leaving at the behind, and they scored. If they go with the same style against Madagascar, which again has been scoring goals, it's not that they're going to dry in this point without scoring goals. They can actually live to regret at the end of 90 minutes.
Yes, I know you're wondering probably how did Madagascar get into the final of CHAN 2024. So let's quickly run through the games that they have played in this tournament. The first match was a barren draw against Mauritania. The second match, they lost to Tanzania. 2-1 was the final score. And then they got a 2-0 win against Central African Republic. After that, it was a 2-1 win against the Burkina Faso. And then they got a 4-3 win against Kenya in the quarterfinals. And they got a 1-0 win against Sudan in the semi-finals. And Morocco, on the other hand, they've also had quite a journey getting into the final. Their first match was a 2-0 win against Angola, and then they lost to Kenya. 1-0 was the final score. They got a 3-1 win against Zambia, 3-1 win against Congo. They got a 1-0 win against Tanzania in the quarterfinals, and then it was a 4-3 win against Senegal in the semi-finals. Remember, that match had to be decided on penalties. Now, let's take a look at the players that we expect to make an impact for Morocco in this final. These are the players that we expect to make a big change in this final. Cedric Musumba, let's begin with the goalkeeper, that is El Hari. What are you expecting from him?
He has been actually...
El Harar, sorry.
Yeah, he has been had a hawk eye in that particular defense of Morocco, and he has called in oftenly to quell off some danger chances that Morocco would have been conceded in any given matches that have been playing. Remember their game against Kenya, he almost actually, if he could have switched off, Kenya would have even scored the second goal. So as to say, he will be one of the command line that Moroccan defense will be depending on, given by being supported by the likes of Youssef Belmari, in that particular wing back, and Osama Lamloui in that particular defense. He need to communicate to them. If his communication with his defensive line actually lapses, it will result to a kind of a mistake that almost granted Osama Lamloui a red card, if you remember very well. So he need to be communicating and talking to the defensive line. Luadini, sorry. Yes. He need to be communicating to his defense line to ensure that they command their spaces and they move with a certain pattern. If they happen to switch or rotate that particular pattern, he's the player coach in that particular field, and that will help them moving forward.
Osama Lamloui has been a revelation for this side. 4 goals to his name so far, the top scorer in CHAN 24. What are you expecting from him against Madagascar? He
knows very well that actually a top scorer is up to him to lose. He's currently commanding a 4-goal difference from those that are actually following him, who and again have been eliminated from the contention. So Osama is most likely to be crowned as the top scorer of the tournament, but he's still a danger player, and he's a player who has been dedicated to this particular team all along throughout the tournament. I remember him playing with injuries, not necessarily from one match, Kenyan game against Kenya in the quarterfinal, picking injury, but he still pick up his pieces and come back to the field. And he's a danger when he's being supplied ball with the likes of Youssef Mehri. When Mehri actually trying to move forward and supply all those diagonal balls to him, he becomes so dangerous. And how he picks those balls and put them behind the net is what has left actually commentators with a lot of question. You know, here listening to this commentary, they were like asking, how comes each and every time, most often when he's scoring, is coming from Youssef Mehri? Is it that your partnership actually jailed back all the way back from home? Or is it that they played together for a very long period of time to come to an instance that they know each other and how to really master those runs when he's advancing his agenda to the goal?
Now, aside from that, you have the marauding, as you like to call them, marauding fullbacks, Youssef Belmari.
Yeah, Youssef Belmari, and we know very well that when they all take off from that particular defensive line, they convert first to become an offensive asset to Morocco. And we have seen their value when they move forward. They move with a purpose. They move with the intent of scoring. That's why the likes of Bongri, Sabir Bongri, will really be calling for those kind of passes, culminating from Youssef, simply because he knows how he runs. And at time where Bongri actually slips, he cuts diagonally, trying to look for those balls that can hit the target. He's a danger player that you cannot necessarily allow him to dribble the balls around you.
Still on defense, Marwan Luadini.
Luadini, I think it's currently being seen as a cog defender in a Moroccan team. I remember they almost shed tears when he was almost being red carded in that particular team. They knew very well that elimination of Luadini in that team will leave a very
big gap,
acre of spaces for opponents to attack. And he knows very well that because he survived an inch of really being red carded, which could have locked him totally out of the tournament, he's now here to take the team and take the trophy back home. And he knows he will play, just like he has been playing, he will play with a purpose. He will command the spaces and he will ensure that no attack really culminates to Moroccan danger areas.
Youssef Mehri and Rabi Hirmat.
Youssef Mehri, Rimat is a defensive midfielder, but they have been quite confusing because Rimat in most areas he has been scoring. When he advances his agendas up front, he converts very well to a striker, an offensive player, and he scores. And sometimes he falls back. Most of the time, you will look into a Morocco formation, you will literally hear that actually their tactician has been rotating this particular team. At a time, we have seen the likes of Rimat playing as a defensive midfielder, and it depends also on the kind of the team they are facing. In a game of final, they know very well that they will throw everything forward because they want to win, and they want early goals. In Morocco, when you play them in the first 5-10 minutes, they play as if they want to get that goal very fast. And that's the time you need to be very worried about it. If you manage those 10-15 minutes, you can start now containing them, moving forward. We saw them against Kenya. They started by attacking. You contain the first 15 minutes, they start relaxing, and then they give you more spaces of growing into the game.
Briefly, the Moroccan coach Sektu said that Youssef Mehri is the best player in this tournament.
Yeah, because game of soccer is actually commanded at the midfield. And you find that your midfield has been supplying balls to up front and falling back to offer the defensive service that is needed. I just have mentioned to you, this is a player that you cannot necessarily place. You can only mark him by the position that he starts to play. But during the game, he keeps on giving rotation, which is quite confusing to opponent. And when he moves forward, he becomes a danger player because he attacks a lot. He has got goals on his cards. When he falls back, he offers the defensive services that are needed. When he goes into the usually trading areas in the midfield, he plays like a midfielder, and that's what a player, any coach will literally want. They call them utility player. You can slot them to defense, where defense, let me say, defense picks an injury. He can slot there and play very well. Where you fail the striker, you know very well that he can go and assume the role of a striker and give you goals when the goals are dry. Those are the players that all coaches will actually celebrate in a team, and they will call, that's why they assume to call them utility player at any given time, and they cannot opt even to bench them.
Of course, these are the 5 players that we have to keep watch on as Morocco takes on Madagascar. That is Almedi El Harar, the goalkeeper, Oussama Lamloui, and then you have Youssef Belmari, Marwan Luadini, Youssef Mehri, and Rabi Hirmat. Hassan, what are Kenyans saying on what to expect from these Moroccan sides, the Atlas Lions?
Of course, Rose Nyambura is online. Rose Nyambura, habari yako? Rose Nyambura, hello. Habari ya Ganze?
Salama, Ganze ni kuzima.
Watu nasemaje mchuano huu babu kubwa kati ya Morocco na Madagascar? Wote walimaliza katika nafasi ya pili katika makundi yao, wanapatana katika mtanange wa finali katika uga wa Moi Sports Center Kasarani. Watu wa Ganze wanasemaje?
Sisi tunasema Morocco itachukua kombe.
Kwa nini?
Ijapokuwa timu zote zitakuwa sport tough, mchezo utakuwa rahisi. Lakini tunaamini mwisho wa siku Morocco itachukua.
Asante sana. That is, of course, Rose Nyambura all the way from Ganze. Let me read some of your feedback over here. Janice kutoka Kisumu, Madagascar kwa bao 2-1, Morocco 3-1 Madagascar. Muriungi wa Mudantara, Madagascar to win the CHAN 2024. Moja mbili tu kwa haraka kabla.
Ni mwenye lele kutoka Kilifi. Morocco ushindi. Alafu Madagascar walituibia sisi wa Kenya. Nyingine moja ya mwisho ndio turejeshe kule. It's simple. Payback time for injustices done to Kenya. Morocco to the world. Dan Ouda from Lucky Sama.
Of course, we've heard a lot about Morocco, but what do Madagascar have to offer in this finals, Robbie?
Pitch. Now that we are speaking about Madagascar, let's take a look at the players that we expect to make an impact for the barrier, that is Madagascar, the players that we expect to shine in this final against Morocco at Kasarani. And Sedo, these names are a bit hard to read. It will have to take me some time. But let's go with Nicholas, and then you have Toki Rakoton Raibe, you have Fenosima, and then you have Lalaina Rafanomezatsoa. I don't know if I read it right, but these are some of the players that we expect to make an impact for the Madagascar side.
Tongue twister.
Yes, they are a bit hard to read.
It's true.
Yes. Yes, let's begin with Toldo. What are you expecting from him?
Yeah, Toldo, I think it's a nickname here. Say that he acquired after following, I think he's an Italian, one of the Italian legends.
Yes.
And it has come actually to stick with him simply because of the tongue twister that they really carry around with. They announced. It is a goalkeeper that they are depending on heavily. And we can see the value that has bringing. He's actually on his sunset period.
38 is his age.
But, and again, he has emerged. He has reminded me of Buffon, former Italian goalkeeper.
Buffon.
Yeah, who actually retired at a very high level, and he did wonders to his national team. So as to say,
funny thing with Toldo, he's made the most number of saves in this tournament, 25 saves.
He knows very well that if they are out to host Morocco at the final, which is bound to happen, he needs to be at his best level. And the best level means that he will need to be quelling all the danger. Remember, I literally bet that Morocco will have to register so many hits on target. And it's him who can repel those hits if he wants Madagascar to be crowned as the champion of CHAN come 2024. You
have Toki, you're expecting him to come from the bench? Or he will start? He's definitely going to start.
These are defender. Toki,
yes. Rakoton Raibe.
Yeah.
Yes.
I literally doesn't necessarily think if he will be coming from bench because he has been trading all along. The one that will be coming
the other
from
Toki
bench,
will be the one coming
from the bench. But he has played very well in that particular defensive frame. We have seen he's the one who can celebrate himself of having made Madagascar reach final after having only lost one match. And his communication with the goalkeeper has been very perfect. You look at the mistake that they are doing, and the mistake that not really culminate from the center back. It actually all starting from the midfield, and then the center back, when they are trying really to reorganize themselves to quell them off, it sometimes catches them off. But he's a defender that the goalkeeper would be relying on to quell off any danger.
Fenosina
Razifimaro, a midfielder who like carrying balls forward.
He's actually the one who dictates the tempo.
Yeah, at times they played him in one match like a defensive midfielder, and I think that was a game against Tanzania. Their game actually did not click. Thereafter has been playing, moving balls forward as an offensive midfielder, which has been playing a very major role when they combine that particular midfield with the likes of Lalaina. Lalaina like advancing and looking for goals. Him likes applying those balls to Lalaina. And then the communication and the chemistry has been working for them. I think tomorrow they need to be at the top of their game if they want to shine and make Madagascar proud.
And what are you expecting from Lalaina?
Lalaina, I know the key. He might be frustrated at some point. We have seen stars in the game actually being earmarked. And at team who knows how to mark those stars, sometimes they lock them with two players. At any given time you get the ball, you have two players marking you. If given space, he's a player who has tricky feet that can penetrate any defensive line. And he knows actually how to act. I think one of his goals stands out of the best goal of the tournament. So as to say he can unlock any defense from a distance. And that's what you need from a midfielder. Those curling kind of magnificent goals that we have really experienced from other leagues. He has the qualities and the charisma of doing it, even in final, and maybe leave the tournament as a hero.
Leave the tournament as a hero. So let's quickly run through the probable lineup, the people that we expect to start. Let's begin with, of course, this is Madagascar. You have Toldo in between the sticks. Then you have Rado, Tony, and Toki. Then Bono. You have Lalaina, Arasina, and then Rija Nyaina. And then in attack, you have Harrison, Asinarina, and Mika. And for the Madagascar, Moroccan side, in between the sticks, it's Al Harar. You have Balaskute, Mchakchek, and then you have Ludini and Belemari. In midfield, Hirmat, Anasbach, and Khalid Baba. And then you have Mary, Lamlui, and Bogrine, the man who scored a cracker against Senegal in the semi-finals. Now, Cedric Musumba, time for the prediction. One more time. I know there are people who never had that prediction. So one more time. This final, who's lifting that new trophy?
Probably Morocco will win, but it will be with a slim margin, by 1-0, or else maybe take it to penalty, but they will still have to win. They have the qualities into their feet to carry it back.
Morocco. Yes, I'm also going with Morocco, but thank you very much, Cedric Musumba, for breaking down what to expect when Madagascar takes on Morocco in the final of CHAN 2024 at the Kasarani Stadium, starting from 6 p.m. We'll be waiting to see who lifts that prestigious trophy at the end of the match. Now, Hassan Juma and Daniel Kariuki, as we are wrapping this up, who are you backing to win this?
Personally, I have a soft spot for Morocco. Despite the fact that Madagascar is a little bit closer home, but...
Acha maneno ya soft spot.
I'm putting my money on Morocco.
Oh, for obvious reasons. Mimi niko Morocco, by the way. I don't want to explain further. But
Whatever the reason.
You know the reason. Mada 1, Morocco 4, Brayo from Nanyuki. Asante sana Brayo. Alafu Madagascar 2, Morocco 1. Aha, huyo hajasema jina, Professor Sajamo. Alafu tuangalie zingine kule. Refresh. Haya. As long as I was not born in Huruma, siwezi kuwa na Huruma na Madagascar. Ndio maana nataka wapigwe 3-0, yani 3-0. Hapa Tambua. Asante sana. Alafu nyingine moja tena niachie Hassan. Ama Hassan ukipitia 2-2-1-5.
Morocco 4, Madagascar 1, ni Grimsby. Grimsby fan.
Huyu anachokoza.
Mambo ya Manchester ni ngapi? Janice kutoka Kisumu ilikuwa amesoma Madagascar atashinda mabao 2-1. Morocco 3-1 Madagascar. Moriungi wa Mudantara. Madagascar to win the CHAN 2024. This cup will go with Morocco, and Morocco wametusaidia sana, wametualika kwao bure kwa mazoezi. Mimi ni Kole wa Likoni. Morocco are always the best, and Madagascar just escorters. Salamu kwa St. Joseph's Kitale Junior Soccer Team coach Emmanuel Machimbo Mboya all the way from Kitale. Jamaa anasema nini? Morocco mngesema Ibrahim Kuta, Madagascar to win this CHAN 2024, big win for them in Kasarani Stadium. How wina kwa kuibia Kenya, Madagascar wanachapwa mabao 3-0.
Acha sasa nivuke kwa social media kidogo, ndio pia tuweze kuhakikishia kwamba tumesoma pia za watu wa mitandao. Ni Dorcas James anasema Morocco 2, Madagascar 0. David Charles, Madagascar, Morocco, Madagascar 0-0. Alafu ingia kwenye penalties. Alafu kuna The Pluto anasema Morocco jamani. Alafu Titus Barasa, Morocco. Isaac Ongele, Morocco. Nguna Rosil, final ni lini? Ni Saturday. Alafu Festus Ekakor, naona Madagascar wakibeba hii kitu. Alafu George anasema Morocco. Alice Moneki Morocco, Madagascar, Morocco, Madagascar, Morocco, Morocco 10,000. Huyo ni Agnes. Morocco.
Morocco, Madagascar.
Hao ni wa
Morocco,
Kenya hao
Madagascar.
wanasema Morocco.
Of course, we
Obvious
know
reasons.
we know the second runners-up, that is Chan 2024.
Yes.
Defending champion Senegal, after beating Sudan, courtesy of those penalties. Lakini sasa all eyes are on Morocco and Madagascar at the Moi Sports Center Kasarani. Au sio? Tutoke pamoja mapema, sio?
Anasema
barabara zinafungwa kwa hivyo.
Otachi anasema twenzetu.
Twenzetu.
Otachi ameongea Kiswahili. Twenzetu.